Hey everybody, welcome to Mortgage Today for Tuesday, April 14th, 2024, and oh, what a day it was. UMBS opened up 14 basis points after the first hour of trading. S&P futures were pretty much flat. Core month-over-month PPI came in at 0.5 on a 0.2 forecast. Last month was revised to negative 0.1 from plus 0.2. Annual core PPI came in at 2.4 on a 2.4 forecast. This is an odd report when it comes to reconciling the big miss in the monthly numbers versus an on-target annual numbers. The key is the revision in the previous month, which perfectly matches the discrepancy in the current month. In other words, the difference between the negative 0.1 and the plus 0.2 March's revision is the same as the forecast missed for today's numbers, which was 0.5 versus 0.2. All that having been said, the more recent inflation is more troubling in terms of implications for CPI and other data. As such, yields jumped quickly into negative territory, even though they bounced back slightly after the initial spike. PPI isn't in the same league as the CPI when it comes to market movement potential, but as seen again today, it's no slouch. Bonds responded immediately, somewhat forcefully, to a much higher core number. The 10-year jumped an instant 5 basis points, and MBS dropped 6 ticks, which was negative 19 basis points. The New York Fed released its survey of consumer inflation expectations, which showed short-term inflationary expectations rose to 3.3 from 3. On the positive side, we remain below the 3.5 trailing 12-month average. Inflationary expectations are falling. However, they remain way above the Fed's target. Inflation expectations are a critical portion of the inflation problem, and the Fed will be reluctant to start cutting rates when expectations are rising. Small business optimism improved in April, according to the NFIB. Confidence rose 1.2%, which was the first increase this year. However, we are still below the long-term average for the index. Also, this is a weird one I didn't see coming on the bingo board today. Meme stocks are back. Shares of GameStop jumped Tuesday, extending the meme stock rally started by the first online post from Roaring Kitty in 3 years. Shares of video game retailer GameStop traded 70% higher after being paused following a 74% advance on Monday. GME to the moon. If you had only 1 day per month to allocate to watching the bond market and getting a sense of rate momentum, Wednesday, May 15th would be that day. Last month, it would have been April 10th. And here's the rest of the list right there on that BLS.gov schedule, news releases. In other words, it has been and continues to be all about CPI. Today's PPI appetizer left the bond market hungry for the main course. The big miss was offset by revisions and a favorable and a favorable distribution of internal components. Wednesday is anyone's guess in terms of directionality. All we know is that the size of the potential reaction is as big as it gets when it comes to scheduled economic data. UMBS ended the day up 24 basis points at 100.39, so at least we had a good day. So if it comes in negative tomorrow, we can actually, have a little bit of a cushion there. But at 100.39, I need to shrink up this graph a little bit. Sorry about that, y'all. So at 100.39, that is putting us underneath this Fibonacci line at 100.5. But it is to have us above the 50-day moving average, which is above the 200-day moving average. So hopefully we get some favorable data, which breaks us up into that new range and keeps us going into better territory. But in terms of things you can control, it's your brain and getting things done. So check out the video post from our sponsor at wellthatmakesense.com. This is all about getting things done. The great book, Getting Things Done, which the title pretty much explains what it's about. All about different ways to get things done. This is all about setting up a project list that is not meant to hold plans or details about the projects, nor should you try to keep it arranged by priority. It tells you about how to arrange things so that you can stay on top of everything and get it all done.